Hello, everybody, and welcome on in. We are here with some new Final Fantasy XIV patch notes. These are the preliminary notes for patch 7.4, and we're going to hop right on into this. But before we do that, how's everybody? Hope your day is going well. Hope everything is going fantastic for y'all. And I hope you all have a wonderful day today. But let's get into it. Da 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 da. I can move my finger like this. Ooh. I don't know why I did it like that. That's just I'm still like getting used to being able to move my hands. It's weird. It's nice. It's lovely. But I am also here with a Synedra, and I'm just gonna be going over the patch notes. And might do some more stuff in game.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, let's pull this up and let's get into it. So it starts off with the trailer, which we have already reacted to. That video is now up on YouTube. We got that. We got that plus some of the stuff they announced in the live letter. They did go over in the live letter some. They went through, I think, parts of the variant dungeon and one of the M2 heavyweight M2 of the Arcadian. But I kind of skipped those because I particularly don't like. I stopped watching those aspects of the live letter. That's why I kind of stopped doing them actually live because I don't want that stuff spoiled for me. That's what I'm looking forward to. And it's kind of like one of those things. Just like I want to go into that sucker blind, and it kind of kills a little bit of the. It kills a little bit of the mojo, in my opinion, when they actually go through that type of stuff, and they don't like, and they don't like. Oh, it's like just the microphone, and they don't like. They show too much. That's pretty much what I'm saying. But anyway, let's see what we got. We got playable content, quests, grand and free companies. They're doing something that grand companies maybe. Hmm. You got my attention. Manderville Gold Saucer, Treasure Hunt, Housing, Miscellaneous. Because usually it just says free companies, but it says grand and free companies. That's caught my attention. It might not mean anything, but still. Gold Saucer, Miscellaneous. PvP, Crystalline Conflict, Frontline, Item System, Graphical. Oh, they did more stuff on the graphical update. And System. Alright. Starting off, we have new MSQ. Which looks like Alphano and Alize are actually kind of getting involved a little bit here. And Woke Lamont is talking some Tulliolan children. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh god, that's gonna be a long MSQ. There are 9 quests in that MSQ. Alright. And then we've got the Arcadian. Which I love their outfits. Very like Islander Islander kind of and I'm sorry, Sinidra, I didn't post my thing in here.
Oh.
So you can watch along. At least. There we go. But I like their vibes. Like they're very Islander style vibes. The best way I can describe it. Kind of Hawaiian, kind of like living on an island vibes. I don't really know how to put it. And then we also have the Alzen guy, which is most certainly grand champion. That's got a few quests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, players can teleport directly to the Phantom Village from the Aetheryte and Tuliolol by fulfilling certain conditions. So, alright, that's nice. So they set it up kind of like they did with Kugane and Gaja for Bajja. The entry point for Bajja.
Mm-hmm.
They set that up. Alpha and Omega will now visit more areas. Upon completing the quest for the post-Dawn Trail main scenario and Omega Beyond the Rift, Alpha and Omega may appear in the following fields and cities: Tuliolol, Solution 9, Urkapacha, Kazuma Uka, Yaktel, Shaloni, and Heritage Found. Oh, nice. So get to see those two floating around more. 10 to 1, they're probably going to put them in the Lalafell house just to kind of be like, haha. I could see them doing it. Alright. The new chapters have been added to New Game Plus. We have the Arcadian, which honestly I might go through again. I still have to go through it with Claire, so that's a kind of a mute point. They've added the Crafter and Gather quest prologues for Endwalker and Dawn Trail, and the Master Quest for Endwalker and Dawn Trail as well. And cool, they added the Crafter and Gather quest for both the Studium and the Waku Meki Meki. Which honestly I like that, because that means you can replay through those. Delivery objectives for collectibles will be automatically completed for these new game Crafter Gather quests, requiring players only to speak with the target NPC to progress. Collectibles may be crafted or gathered anew regardless, but no rewards will be attained upon delivery. Okay, I like that. So it's like, if you still wanted to go back through and do get the stuff, you can. But you don't have to. Treasure Hunt. 7.x. Rewards for level skin maps, Brack skin treasure maps, and Gargantua skin treasure maps have been adjusted. And they've adjusted the rewards in Sunout, Jajal Garal, and Volt 1 Iron have been adjusted. So those will probably drop the new crafting mats. And the old crafting mats will probably be shifted back to the actual treasure chest rewards. That's generally what they do. The, the following additions and adjustments have been made to some aquatic voyages. Because they are killing me every time they do that. I'm still trying to catch up my submarines to, like, for the FC. And good God, are they behind. New nautical maps have been added. New areas have been added. New items have been added. Maximum submersible ranks have increased from 135 to 140. So much. So many levels. Getting level fatigue on these things. Furnishings from the Final Fantasy XIV Furnishing Design Contest have been added. And furnishings inspired by entries that did not win have also been added. So we have a actual snowy like pond that's frozen over. Looks like some some sort of chowder. A little charcuterie board. There we go. That's the word. And it looks like a astrologian's like prep station. Prep table. That's neat. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They added in the DJ station.
Nice.
Nice indeed. So now they can have the DJ stations in the house. You can literally be into house, into house. And it looks like I see the trophy for the Arcadian. No, never mind. It's not from the Arcadian. That's from the train. That's a trophy you can make from the extreme train. Doom train. Whatever they're gonna call it. I forgot what they called it. Then we got a bunch of different trees. We got a Lakeland tree. We got a looks like a Solution 9 tree from Living Memory. It's a gold tree. A little mushroom pod thing. It looks like a fairy house with a big old tree on it. Some type of. Oh, that's like the Dawn Trail, like tattered Tulial, it looks like. And a neon yawn sign. That's nice. Then it looks like some Tuliol based furniture, which I am liking, I'm not gonna lie. We got a counter. We got a bar counter, which I want that for the house. It looks like a tap, like a beer tap thing. A little pot for cooking. One of the privacy partitions, and a bench. That's our rug. Now, I don't understand. I can understand the snowy bush, but why would you want a bunch of like a pile of garbage literally in front of your yard? Like if you want your yard to look like a battlefield, that thing's perfect. But why would you want your yard to look like a battlefield? Granted though, if you wanted to be like you could actually make your front yard look like a junkyard if you wanted to with that with the right stuff. I could see that being useful in certain ways.
Yeah.
If you want to, RP that way. New orchestration roles have been added. That probably includes the Everything Burns by Tom Morello and Beartooth.
Yeah.
Because, not gonna lie, that song slaps. New aquarium fish have been added. I don't know what fish that is, but it's like, I can't say it's a little guy, because he definitely looks like a chunky guy. But he looks like he's just enjoying life.
Yep.
Let's see, new seed for flower pots have been added. Tea flower seeds. Tea flower seeds can be purchased from the following vendors. All the material suppliers in each housing district, the apartments, and New Redonia from Tiny, the flower seller there. The only flower seller in the game that I can think of. I don't think like if you really look around, there's not very many of those. Ironically, new prizes are available for MGP from the Manderville Gold Saucer. Following adjustments have been made to gates. A new Silidali's themed stage has been added to Air Force One. So the you're gonna be flying around the freaking islands a little bit, shooting targets. The following adjustments have made a lottery determined gate schedule. One of the three listed gates will be randomly held times below. Every hour on the hour, Air Force One, the new one. Cliffhanger, Leap of Faith, one of three available courses. Every 20 minutes past the hour, Any Way the Wind Blows, The Slice is Right, or Air Force One for the Gold Saucer.
Hmm.
And every 40 minutes, it's going to be The Slice is Right, Leap of Faith, or Air Force One, the new one. Sildalis. I don't know how to say that word. New triple triad cards have been added. New character voices have been added to Double Mahjong, but they're not saying who it is. I need to go through and actually figure out how to actually play Mahjong. Like actual Mahjong, not like that dang matching tile game we had in Windows XP. Because that was a damn lie. That's not Mahjong. The voices will become available by completing certain question patches 7.3 and 7.4. So they're new voices. Oh, nice. Prizes available in exchange for Chloe's gold certificate accommodation and Chloe's silver certificate accommodation have been adjusted. So it looks like there is a little bird earring you can get from this. It looks like a little pretty earring. So, following duties have been added as objectives for Wondrous Tales, Mistweek, Sandori the Second Walk, and Warcore Churktech Triumph. So the new PvP map. So, enjoy that. Oh dear God. The following additions and adjustments have been made to Fox Hollows. The available trial for Fox Hollows have been changed from the Wreath of Snakes Unreal to Tsukiyomi's Pain Unreal. I still have PTSD from when I did that in Heaven's Word, or Stormblood. That was one I did current, and they still left me with little scars, I'm not gonna lie. And it looks like we get to ride Geodude. We get a boulder as a mount for Fox Lead Assist. So what's to exchange? You can exchange for an angry boulder. This thing looks ridiculous. Oh, come on. I'm kind of with Mr. Happy on one thing. This duty recorder thing is probably the most kind of like pointless thing to have in the game, in my opinion. Like I could see it, I could see it having use. Don't get me wrong, but the way they have it set up, it's kind of useless if I can only record the newer duties. My thought. I'm kind of in the same boat with him about that. But they've updated it, so whatevs. New hairstyle options have been added for VRS, so it looks like the Asahi one, and I'm not sure about hers. I've seen it before, but I don't know which one it is. Ooh, new hairstyle options for Rothgar, and it looks like actually one of the ones that I will probably swap out on Claire. I like that hairstyle. I forget which one that is, but I do like, that's one of the ones I like. Alright, now this is going to take me a minute. The following headgear items will now display worn on Viera and Rothgar. Newly available to Viera and Rothgar. Ugh. It's going to take me a minute. This is a long list. Leisure wear knit cap. Arcanauts pelt defending. Arcanauts pelt defending +1, +2. Argonauts Pelt of Maiming, +1, +2. Scion Striker's Visor, and Far Eastern Schoolboy's Hat. So those ones are now available for Viera and Rothgar. And now we have a big list here for newly available to Viera. I can finally wear helmets. Dated Bronze Soleil, Dated Assault Soleil, Dated Iron Soleil, Dated Iron Assault Soleil, Bronze Soleil, Iron Soleil. Most of the helmets from Butcher's Crown, Gambler's Crown, Wolf Soleil, Hamlet Digger's Helmet, More Wolf Sallet of Maiming, Weathered Astrum Helm, Storm Elite Sallet, Serpent Elite Helm, Woot Sallet, Demon Helm Offending, Titanium Sallet of Maiming, Serpent Skin Helm of Maiming. Pretty much a lot of shit. Like, here's the list. I'll leave it here for a second if you all want to go through it. Like maybe pause if it's on the video. Maybe pause the video, or I'll let it sit here a second. I need to take me a drink. Take a second. Read it. On the YouTube video, I'll also be adding this link into the description, so that way, if y'all want to read this for yourselves, it's there. Instead of hearing me just kind of like sitting here ramble on about it. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, they added in a lot of the helms. Ooh, I can wear the Evilisian Arknight's helm again. Kupo Crown, Skywalker's helmet. Yeah, a lot of the old helmets. Now, I'll say this, one of the helmets that I think is ridiculous that VR can't wear is the Heavenstern Rabbit one. Because why wouldn't we be able to wear that since it already has rabbit ears? I don't know. And then all the ones they've said up here, plus maybe a bit more. You can toggle the ears on now. Oh. Alright, so new emotes have been added. An icon has been added to indicate whether an emote can be executed while using a torch fashion accessory. So you can have both the torch and another item in your hand. That's actually nice. Oh, and they've updated the cheer ones. Following emote names have been changed. The list of order of emotes may have changed the result. Cheer on blue, cheer wave yellow, and cheer jump red. And they changed the icons a little bit too. So that's fair. That is fair. New dungeon Mistwake. So we need to have it is item level or level requirement 100. Item level, average level at 735 or above. Which I think we easily clear that right now. At least. We got party size 4 players, time limit 90 minutes. Item level sync. I hate item level sync. But it's there. They've added it to the Underkeep and the Meso terminal.
Oh, bummer.
See, I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, it kind of preserves the difficulty. But also the same boat, it's just like, we've overgeared for that reason. So why can't we just, why won't you let us kind of steamroll it a little bit? I mean, it still is let you kind of steamroll it a little bit, but you know what I mean. It's still not going to be hard. And then Hell on Rails, that's going to be 745, which means it's going to be after 10 to 1. It's going to be after the fucking Mistwake. So, and then for the extreme, it's 760 or above. Yep. The item exchange upon completion of exchange for gear by speaking with Oshepia in Solution 9. And now we have Tsukiyomi's Paint Unreal. Item level requirement 695. Not bad. But, yeah, it's similar. It's the same thing. Drop rate for Wings of Knighthood have been increased. They can also be purchased in exchange for totems in Ushepa and Solution 9. You need 99 of those suckers. And for the Knight Totem, that is, the Knight Totem would probably be from Zilenia Extreme. And they added in the AAC heavyweight tier. They're showing what's her face's arena, the Elzen chicks arena, right at the first one. So now they got me more confused. They've actually been kind of keeping me keeping me more confused because on that one. Actually, no, that's about what we expected. M1's going to be her. M2 is the tag team. M3 is the current grand champion, and M4 will probably be the freaking CEO. Is that about right? Does that sound about right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, hold up a second. I'm going to hide this for a second. I want to check something. I want to check something in comparison to that. So, what I wanted to check. Let's bring this back up. This is 7.3s. I want to go back down to the... That we need 7.2s. Not 3s. 3 is judo. Because we know what the first fight in the Arcadian was for... Uh... We'll use this. For the last tier. So let's scroll down and see if they did the same thing they did there here. That's all the old job adjustments. Underkeep. Zelenia. Okay, that's confirmed then. I can actually confirm it then. So we got our order. M1. M1 is the chick, the Elzen chick. M2 will be the tag team. M3 is the grand champion, and the fourth fight's the surprise one. And I'm locking in on that. That's what it's going to be. Because here they show Dancing Greens. Dancing Green was the first fight in the last tier. And just to kind of follow the trend here. Since they actually like to historically keep these notes around. Bring it back up. Pop. And we'll scroll down through all of the 7.0 notes, which is freaking ridiculous amount of notes. I'm gonna just go to battle system. Or did the arcade did the Arcadian come with 7.1?
Or two, I can't remember.
No, it had to come with 1. Because I don't think it was out yet at this time. Hold up. No, it would have had to been 7.0. 7. Back up top. We'll take a look. Ah, 7.01. Alright, hold up. Okay, there we go. So, battle system. Yep. And the first one they showed for, the first arcade tier was Black Cats.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm locking in on that. Based on evidence. We're locking in on that. So, it's going to be the redheaded Elven lady, the tag team. Then we're going to have. Then we're going to have the Grand Champion, and then possibly the CEO. There's some surprise fight at the end of this. We don't know what it is, because they've only shown 3 fighters. So yeah. That is confirmed now. And yes, they talk about the loot schedule here. And we have a weekly restriction on, the totems. As it is. The new raid dungeon AAC Heavyweight Tier Savage has been added, so they've added it already, but it's locked. So it's going to be locked until Tuesday, January 6th at 2 p.m., 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's in there, but you won't be able to see the stuff. You might be able to look at the gear, maybe, but that's about it. Won't be able to get the totems or nothing. I think they did that with the last one. I don't remember if they locked the gear or not. I kind of like how they kind of condense this. For item level requirement, AAC Heavyweight M1, average the 760. Realistically, you need 760, 765, 770, and 770 for the last one. And each one's going to be 90 minutes with the exception of the fourth one, which is 120. Honestly, though, I would. No, no, because that's for wipes. That's for if you wipe or something, so you can actually practice it. And then, the savage stuff. Which is eye level 795 for weapon, so that's up there. And it's gonna require each book to do it from each different fight. I know I don't go over that in detail too much, but it's been pretty much the same thing up since I think Ed Walker. Maybe the start of Dawn Trail. I know it was somewhere they made that change. They've added in the new duties to Raid Finder, Hell's on Rails, Tsukiyomi's Pain, and all the heavyweight divisions. They've also added it to then they've moved other duties to the Duty Finder. So Necron's Embrace, the Windward Wilds Extreme, and all the cruiserweight tiers. Savages. And they added the Echo in Necrom and Necrom Extreme. And there it is. The weekly restriction on awards for the Sandori the Second Walk. The weekly restriction on award obtained from coffers has been removed, and the weekly restriction on obtaining Montiant coins has also been removed. So, there you go. No coin restrictions after this patch. On that. Now, this is a nice little feature they've added in. When completing Pilgrim's Traverse challenge log objectives, rewards will not be temporarily stored in the loot list should your inventory be full. These rewards will be lost if you leave the instance before moving them to your inventory. You should do this in general. Like, this needs to be not just here. This needs to be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a good start. That is a good start. The amount of times I think we've lost loot because our inventory got filled up by something silly. And if you leave the instance, then you lose them. While undertaking deep dungeon duties in the event all party members disconnect, progress will not be restored upon logging back within 10 minutes of the disconnect. Should all players log back in within 10-minute window, it will not be counted as a wipe. However, it will be counted if you are KO'd in the short while your character remains after disconnecting. It will also be counted as a wipe if all other party members disconnect while one or more party members are KO'd. See, that's a catch-22 on that one. Because if you get disconnected while in the middle of a fight, that's not on you.
Yeah.
And then you get that, then that's a guaranteed thing your party member's gonna die. Okay. Should all players log? Okay, yeah, we already read that. The following additions have been made to Occult Crescent South Horn. 3 new Phantom jobs, Phantom Mystic Knight, Phantom Gladiator, and Phantom Dancer have been added. New accessories offering bonus effects only active on the Occult Crescent have been added. Okay. That's nice. Equipping these accessories while on the Occult Crescent will grant a number of effects, including increased parameters and increased potency of certain actions. These accessories can be found, albeit rarely, from rewards from critical encounters, treasure coffers in the field, treasure coffers revealed by persistent plots, and happy buddies that offer you treasure. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a more incentive if you want that stuff to kind of hop back in there. New items are available from the Expedition Antiquarian from the South Horn. And new rewards are available from treasure coffers in the field. So nice. And the variant Eagle Eye Shot has been added for use in variant dungeons. Delivers a ranged attack with a potency of 150. Potency scales with item level. So there you go. So the following changes have made to the VNC Duty Finder. The variant dungeons and criterion dungeons tabs have been changed to variant and advanced criterion respectively. Players will now be alerted via the window if any corresponding record entries are available to read. So, Easy. Simple. And let's bring up the good old table. The table of tombstones. The table of tombstones. Let's talk about that. That's it. I can't really point. Let's just do this. Too close to my camera. Alright. So mathematics, that's we're keeping those, but they're taking the cap of 400 off of them. Holometry, that one's going to be taken and put into a little separate thing that you can exchange them for probably more mathematics. Aesthetics, they're gone. Poof. Disappeared. No more. They no longer exist. And poetics, well, poetics are eternal. Those things will not die. Every patch is they've just they're existing from 1.0. They will not no, they don't exist from 1.0. They exist from the base game though. They exist from ARR, I think. But it's pretty much the same thing. It's just new. It's a new token. Yeah, that's breaking it down. So, expert roulette has swapped out the underkeep for Mistwake. So the new dungeons in the expert, and the underkeep's probably been shuffled over to. The underkeep has been shuffled over to level cap dungeons for now, and It's changed the. It's changed the. Hold up a sec. Oh. And the requirement for that has gone up to 705, the minimum eye level for the underkeep anyway. So, Hell on Rails has been added to do the roulette trials. So, yeah, I fear that there, Synedra. Well, we'll probably be getting a lot in that in our trial roulettes. Oh, that's why you all weren't getting the second walk. It wasn't in the alliance raids. It wasn't in the roulette.
Oh, well, yeah.
Sandoria's second walk has been added to do the roulette alliance raids. I don't know why they just don't add it in there at the start. Like, for real. Like, just put it in there. You unlock it, just shove it in there. Well, I guess I understand why they don't, but in the same boat, they kind of need to start doing that. The following duties have been added to duty roulette normal raids. All the heavyweight tier for Arcadian. So nice, nice. All right, and also they added those to the roulette, the mentor roulette as well. And then all the tombstones have been swapped around. So for Poetics is eternal. All the holometry become mathematics, and all the mathematics become mnemonics. So nothing changes there. Same thing with the PvP duties. And these. And for the deep dungeon, same thing. And for the maps. And from the treasure map dungeons. Now, as I stated before, they added the AAC heavyweights to the Stone Sky Sea, but the Savages will not be available to be done until that unlock date, January 6th. Duty support has been added for the following duties: Desmail Darkhold and Orin Vale. I imagine Orin Vale got a little bit of changes due to that duty support, though. I wonder what. Maybe Desmail Darkhold, too. Like, I figure they changed a few things that, about that. Because how are the timer things going to register the trust? Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine they may have. Oh, yeah, actually, exactly that. Literally what I was talking about. Dismail Darkhold. Certain dungeon mechanics have been adjusted. The positioning of certain monsters have been adjusted. And all the bosses have been adjusted. Or Veil. Certain dungeon mechanics have been adjusted. The positioning of certain monsters have been adjusted. And all the bosses have been adjusted. So I have a feeling the dungeon got a little bit of these dungeons got a little bit of a touch up, bit of a rework. I like that. When when using duty support, the will to live status effect granted the following duties will now also grant healing over time: Mother Crystal, World Core, Lardor, Everkeep, the Angel's Necropolis. I find that funny. I like that. I like that status effect name.
Mm-hmm.
When undertaking duties via duty support or the trust system, players will now receive the willful status effect after being incapacitated by a boss and re-challenging the encounter. The willful status effect is expended when the player would take lethal damage, allowing them to survive with 1 HP. When the effect is triggered, the player will be temporarily immobilized and the will to live status effect will be granted, restoring HP to full. Stacks of willful are granted in accordance with the number of times a player is KO'd, up to a maximum of 5. Each stack allows the player to survive lethal damage once. The willful status effect and any remaining stacks are removed upon defeating the boss. So that'll help out with trust a lot. Especially if you keep messing up mechanics, so it's just like, okay. And they also had the willful status effect granted to players at the beginning of the follow duties of BS duty support: Ball of Embers, Naval, Howling Eye, Port Decamuna. So Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Ultimate Weapon. The icon of cover and covered status effects used by allied and enemies NPCs during certain duties and instance battles has been adjusted. Before it looked like cover. Now it's just a dude holding a shield. And covered is just a dude from essentially almost like a color swap of covered. And a dude holding the shield on the opposite side. New items are for PvP. New items are in exchange for trophy crystals. A number of previous PvC series rewards have been made available for exchange. So we know the Eagle set, and there was another old Feast set that was added in, and maybe some more of the actual previous rewards from the series, which would be nice. No lie. And Series 9 will end and Series 10 will begin, and it looks like this time there is a Flame Wheel mount. Demon Flame Wheel mount. Series. And that will be from 7.4 to 7.5. So, easy. In the Bayside Battleground, for Crystalline Conflict, in the Bayside Battleground, players will now receive Swift Sprint status at their team's starting point, even if the opposing team has pushed the tactical crystal past their checkpoint. New items are available in exchange for accommodation crystals. Certain alternate colors of certain ranked rewards from the feast are now available, so some of the old PvP gear from the feast. And then they talk about the ranking stuff. So, yeah. When the season ends, the top 300 ranking players from North American, European, and Japanese data center, the top ranking 100 players from the Oceanian data center, will receive vouchers via the Moogle delivery service. Players finishing the bronze tier or higher can claim rewards by speaking with the seasonal quartermaster at the Wolf's Den Pier. And then, yeah, it's just same thing. They added a new PvP map to Frontline, which they broke it down in there, and it's essentially like you got to capture all the points on a point to capture the point. So you got to capture the multiple points around the main point in order to capture the main point. Try saying that 10 times fast. Nope. And when you capture it, it's done. You know, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, like I figured the S rank would be 5. And they broke down a lot of this in the live letter. We watched and actually kind of reacted to that in the previous video for that. So it's pretty much breaking down all the PvP stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, they really needed to redo freaking Shatter. Shatter is probably the worst PvP map. Okay. I'm not a fan of Shatter. I think it drags on a little bit too long than it needs to. I just think the point value needs to be dropped on it a bit. If the point value was lower, I think it'd be okay. But anyway, new items have been added. So we know the top one is the Tombstone gear. So that's the Tombstone gear. I actually like how it looks. I wish I could zoom in a little bit, but it looks nice. I like the weapons. The weapons look kind of. It's a combination of like. It's steampunkish. That's what this kind of reminds me of to an extent. And this is all the new crafting gear, which, not gonna lie, that pink machinist gun looks a lot better than it has any right to be, in my opinion. It looks pretty good. Everything looks good here. Not a big fan of like the heart weapons, but they actually look really good. That much I will say. And it looks like they've adjusted some of the names for some of the old advertisements and some of the emotes. Mainly because I think they're trying to update everything to, actually kind of make more sense. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, sweet Jesus. That is a list. You could dye the Luxes now? Could you dye the Luxes before?
Yeah, but only single channel. Those are the Heaven's Word relics, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could dye those. They're single channel.
Yeah, they get 2 channels now. Next patch.
Wow.
Amazing. Actually, a lot of that looks like a lot of the Heavensward weapons actually get it. Amis, Anseal, Ukon Vasara, Notung, Verenthagna, Rongomant, Kadagi, Gandiva, Armageddon, Hafrelgmir, Dracodamicon, Majestas, Tetrabiblios, Deneb, all the hyperconductive ones. So this is pretty much all the Heavensward freaking relics.
Mm-hmm.
So all the Heavensward relic apparently get it, and the replicas. That's a lot of what's here. Actually, a lot of what's there. Where does the replica stop? Right there. All the Halone gear. All the Alpha. It looks like a lot of the PvP. All the PvP actually looks like it's getting it. I still laugh at the Modi Do helm. Modi Do.
Mm-hmm.
Modi Do. Just the name, it just makes me laugh. And then, yeah. Oh, the field commander stuff gets it too. 2 die channel. That's lovely. So it looks like all the Heavensward replicas, or all the Heavensward relics and replicas, and it looks like a good chunk of the old PvP gets it too. So nice. And they've moved Quetzali gear from the tomestones to stacks of nuts, which will probably be the augmented variants. And when exchanging your crafted gear for tokens, high quality gear can no longer be submitted in the normal quality gear menu. Which thankfully they fixed that. That's actually kind of a problem. This has been adjusted to prevent issue with submitting high quality gear in the normal quality gear menu would result in an incorrect token reward. Thank you. Certain items can now be sold, desynthesized, and submitted as expert deliveries or used in material extraction. So all the Quetzali stuff, etc. Probably. Okay, the following changes have been made to the glamour system. This is what I was just waiting to see. Let's see what all they've done with the glamour system. Equipment can now be glamored regardless of class or job requirements. Equipment can now be glamored regardless of class or job requirements. Weapons and tools must be glamored with the same type of item. Dark Knight's arms with Dark Knight's arms, shield with shields, etc. So, yeah, you still gotta use your same weapons. Equipment can now be glamored regardless of level requirements. Glamored equipment will display regardless of your current character's class, job, or level. Following these adjustments, some pieces of equipment already glamored that were not displaying in patch 7.38 or prior may display in 7.4 and onward. Please note that equipment restrictions based on race, gender, or grand company affiliation will still apply. So all the race gear will still not work. Some of the ones that were made for male only or female only that are still locked will not be able to be used like that. And Grand Company stuff. And I don't know very many people who use Grand Company gear, let me be fair, because of that restriction. Number glamour prisms or glamour dispellers in your inventory will not be displayed when casting or dispelling a glamour. Thank you. Now this is what they shut off in the live letter. How we no longer need the full outfit set in order to make an outfit glamour. And then we can just add to it as we go along. So that's lovely. I like that. The option to simultaneously repair all currently equipped items, items stored in the armory chest, and inventory items has been added. They added a repair everything button.
Wow.
Not just to repair all, repair everything. Everything you have on you. I like that. That works. The following additions and adjustments have been. Well, hold on, wait. The confirmation prompt when extracting materia has been removed. Okay, so I can just right click on something and just remove it. Be done. All right, that's nice. Snooze it one more time. The following additions and adjustments have been made to trial synthesis. The following settings can be adjusted when beginning trial synthesis. Starting quality, conditions always normal. The trial synthesis settings window will now reopen once trial synthesis is complete. Yeah. So now if we wanted to practice something at certain qualities or make sure that we could make it just normally without any freaking buffs or anything like that, then we can totally do that. So, yeah. That's actually kind of nice because I've been like when you've messed around with the crafting enough times, you go and actually do it. It's just like, can I do it if I had the high quality materials? I can't test it if I do. Now we can do that. Like if we wanted to set it to like 15% or something like that nature. You may now choose to synthesize only normal quality items with using quick synthesis. Oh, I love that. That is actually that's lovely. Because a lot of times, if you know you can just make an item that's with the normal material, you're just like, I just needed a bunch of that normal material. You're working with inventory space. Oh gosh, that's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, new minor botanist points, gathering points. That's for the new crafted stuff. New items added, gathering points. Location of certain gathering points in Yoctel have been adjusted. New fish have been added. Now this is gonna be fun. Fishers may now change their active bait while mounted. Useful.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm.
The visual effects for precision hook set and powerful hook set will now be displayed when hooking fish susceptible to each skill. Okay. Time spent immobile after gathering has been reduced, so you put your tool up a bit faster now. The level cap for desynthesis has been increased from 750 to 770. And you may now choose to receive only normal quality items when desynthesizing.
Mm.
That's kind of nice to an extent.
Yeah, except if the HQ you know sells for more. I probably won't do that, but
Yeah, it's an option. I like having
mhm,
the
yeah,
option.
true.
I may
Yeah,
never
true.
use that option, but it's there. Oh, you crafty. I like that. Alright, the following additions and adjustments have been made to cosmic exploration. Aethernet shards have been placed in Sinus Adorium and Fana. Continuing with the shards will grant you access to the region's Aethernet. In patch 7.1, Aethernet shards will be placed on Oasis as development of the star progresses. As patch 7.4, all Aethernet shards will be installed on Sinus Adorium and Fana, so there'll now be Aethernet points we can teleport around. Nice.
Oh, cool.
When performing stellar missions on the same star, a gold count will now be given based on the number of consecutive missions completed with a gold star rank. Consecutive star ranks in Class A or higher stellar missions or provisional missions will add to your gold count. As gold count progresses from 1 to 5, after which you will reach superstar status. Accruing two golds or more will result in reward bonuses. Okay, go on. So 2 golds, 5% increased rewards. 3 golds, 10% increased rewards. 4 golds, 15% increased rewards. 5 golds, 20% increased rewards. And Superstar. Chicken heads. 30% increased rewards. Upon obtaining the reward bonus granted by Superstar status, the gold count will be reset to 0. So okay, that's actually kind of nice because it
Yeah.
gives you a little bit more incentive to. Upon obtaining, okay, I've already said that. The following conditions will result in the goal will reset the gold count. Completing a mission with a bronze or silver grade, failing or abandoning a mission, undertaking a mission ranked lower than Class A. So
Oh shit.
you have to do A ranks.
Bummer.
The following conditions will not affect the gold count. Undertaking a stellar mission of a different crafter or gatherer class, so you can do a rank A on one that you know you can do,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then swap over to a different class and do it that way. And then when you reach the superstar status, if you really need it on another class or your same class, and you know, but you have to do A ranks.
Yeah.
Which gathering, that's not too terrible. Crafting, it might be more of a problem. But anyway, following conditions will not affect the gold count. Undertaking a stellar mission or participating in a mech op directive. Abandoning your current stellar mission after being selected as a pilot for mech op directive. Participation in a large scale project. Undertaking, completing, failing, or abandoning a critical mission. Moving to another area. Please note that each star has its own individual gold count. If you accrue a count of 5 on Sinus Adorium, the count will revert to 0 if you travel to Theta, but your count of 5 will still be preserved when returning to Sinus Adorium. So,
Oh wow.
yeah. When undertaking stellar missions, a message will now be displayed if the mission requires expert recipes. I don't know why it would, but alright. But we need to take a break for a minute. I'm just gonna sit here and talk. I'm gonna take a little bit of a drink. I'm gonna do a little bit of a stretch. Oh, I'll pop my neck. So, I hope everybody is doing alright. This arm does not want to cooperate. I hope everything's going good today. Yeah, we're just taking a break. Taking a breather. So right now, we're almost done with the patch notes. But like there's still a bit more to go. I was kind of hoping it would say more about the outfit stuff. But I do want them to eventually make it to where we can actually craft the race starter gear in other race uh setup, you know? It's one of those things where it's like, I do want to wear my old Makote gear again as a Vieira. And not have to go back to being a Makote just to wear a shirt. So yeah, there is that. So maybe one day, I'm hoping maybe in a patch or two, hopefully. But it's going to require actual model redesigns for some of that stuff anyway, because they are always set for the race they came from. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Dang, I came out of nowhere. I'm drinking like a Baja Mountain Dew. So, I'm just. Ugh. Ba 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 ba. We we like the party. We like the party. We like the party. And welcome back, everybody. Let's keep going a little bit further here. It doesn't look like we have much more left. So we're going to keep on trucking. Alright, when Undertaking stellar missions, a message will now be displayed if a mission requires expert recipes. We've read that one already. An exclamation point icon will now be displayed by the NPC Alarat when the Mech Ops directive has been issued. Because yeah, if you didn't know, you could actually have them get you to the area. You can talk to Lafleda on Sinus Adorium to warp to mission sites during red alerts, which is nice. Additional announcements will now be displayed before and during red alerts. So yeah, instead of them repeating the same announcement over and over again. That's that's nice. The Exo tab has been expanded in preparation for the artifact search features planned for patch 7.41. So it's gotta look a little different. Nice. A portion of the cosmic exploration explanation text has been updated to correspond with the artifact search missions to be introduced in patch 7.41. The drone bits referenced in the update description will be obtainable on Oasis during Cosmic Exploration Destination, to be added in patch 7.41. And you will now be notified of initiative progress upon arrival in a Cosmic Exploration area. So if any of the if any events, progression events are going on Oasis, it'll let you know when you go to either side of Sardorium or Feta. That's nice.
Oh, nice.
New mounts I've added. It's the snowman. I initially thought that was gonna be freaking for PvP. Since they're kind of the same thing, but there might actually be in the PvP thing still. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You can dress your chocobo off the train now. I don't know what to make of that. You can dress your chocobo and make them literally look like a train. Steam stack, a little bit of a train front. It's that's great. So added a new minions. So we got more dogs and cats. I don't know what breed of either one of those are, to be fair with you. New face wear has been added. Looks like a eye covering. Not really an eye patch, but almost like a eye rag. A green mark will now be displayed in the face wear menu on items you've recently obtained. Okay, that's nice. Alright, the following adjustments have been made to certain NPCs. Model quality, texture resolution, and material qualities of faces have been improved. And texture resolution and material qualities of gear have also been improved. So, let's see. They've improved the Bastard Sword of Divine Light, the Shield of Divine Light, the Palika Shamshir, Palika Pelta. So it looks like paladin weapons so far. Leal Samurai's Kasa, Dogi, Teko, Tetsu Hikama, and Geta. Which I think that's probably the Gosetsu outfit. The Gown of Light, the Skirt of Light. Probably same boat. I think it's a I think that's most of these are store items. But like store items. Majestic dress, waist dresses, majestic boots, oracle top, pantalets, leggings, fat cat loungewear, shorts. Gaia's attire, Zero's pretty much attire. But we'll just go ahead and say that. In order to prevent server congestion, we'll be implementing multiple field instances for Solution 9 living memory and then areas newly added in patch 7.4. So, standard patch separation. The division of Iltmeg, Urkapacha, Shaloti into multiple instances added to alleviate congestion in 7.35 will be removed. So, those will become one once again. And they added the new stuff to the tank achievements, roughly.
Yeah.
And now we can send the retainers on new exploration adventures, and they can also bring back new items from quick exploration. And they showed this off in the live letter. We kind of watched a reacted to it already. But just a brief recap, it allows you to kind of build your own little map here with different mechanics and stuff on it, and you can kind of share it with other people. You can actually share it in real time as you edit it to kind of help, help direct the raid. It's got multiple different options. Then we got the command panel, which allows us to shove a bunch of other stuff, like stuff we commonly use, but it's like screen clutter stuff. Which this will free up hotbars like nobody's business. And they added shortcuts for each page. So, easy. And they added clear white and clear green to our theme options. New accents and poses, so we have new portraits, adventure plate stickers. Visual alerts and color filtering settings can now be adjusted on the PlayStation and Xbox. They added a controller support for the command stuff. There's new commands. New music, sound effects, and they've added in a large number of headphone equalizers and preset equalizers have been added to immense spatial audio. So, nice. And that looks like it's about it for these patch notes. Now, a few things I want to kind of bring up before we end this video. I want to bring up a couple things. One, we are going to try to stream the Arcadian raids on day one release. So, we're going to try to be up as soon as the game is up. If the internet holds up for me during that time, then we will go ham. If not, then all the stuff is going to be kind of broken down and on a multiple YouTube videos. But hopefully it holds up for us so we can just spend the day and just go ham. But we're going to be doing that on day one. Hopefully everybody can stop by, watch it. If not, it's also cool. I would totally understand it. But this right here is the one thing I'm looking at. You guys can't see the cursor. This right here is something that they need to add to the other systems because this would help out a lot more than I can possibly state. Because there's been probably many times where a lot of people have gone through and they got a drop, and it was just like, well, your inventory's full. It's gone to the ether now. This needs to be added to every duty. Hopefully, it works out well for the Pilgrim's Traverse, so maybe they can. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my only thought. Angry Boulder. The Lone Wolf. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this patch notes. Other than Twitch streams, we're going to be switching over to actual Final Fantasy 14 itself. So we're just going to we'll be swapping over to that. We're just going to be doing some random stuff. But for those here on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the patch reading. If you like what you saw here, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps get the channel out there, and it'll help it help get the channel to grow. I would really appreciate that. If you can't, that's okay too. I would understand. But anyway, y'all take it easy on the YouTube side, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out.